Just ahead on CTV News.
For students in Prince George's County Public Schools, earning college credit just got easier. I'm Jonathan Hunter. Coming up, I'll have more on the expansion of the Dual in Schools program.
And the National Transportation Safety Board released new details surrounding the Key Bridge collapse. Plus, the Washington Commanders pay it forward with a generous gesture to local families. These stories and more on CTV News, starting now.
Good evening, this is CTV News for November 19th. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Anaya Falcon. Thanks so much for joining us. More students in Prince George's County Public Schools will soon be able to take college-level courses and earn college credit.
Today, leaders from Prince George's County Public Schools and Prince George's Community College announced the expansion of their Dual in the Schools program. Our Jonathan Hunter spoke to students who say the program is a lifesaver.
It was all smiles today at Crossland High School as county and education leaders announced the expansion of the Dual in the Schools program. This allows juniors and seniors in Prince George's County Public Schools to take in-school college-level courses for free.
It's definitely challenging, but I say it's a good challenge because it shows what I'm up against when I do get to college after I graduate. So it's like preparation.
This is a partnership between PGCTV and Prince George's County Public Schools. Right now, the program is at 5 high schools in the county. By the end of the school year, it will be at 9. And starting next school year, all 25 high schools in the county will have the program.
It's an access issue, and that's something County Executive Brayboy and Council Chair Burrows really pressed. How do we ensure access for all students in all parts of Prince George's County? And now we've been able to accomplish that.
And a major barrier for students to go to college is the cost. With the Dual in Schools program, it will save students roughly $10,000.
We show kids that they can be successful in college and they can do it at an affordable rate. So it's a game changer.
Haley Young-Jones is a Crossland High School senior. When she graduates from high school, she wants to go to Towson to study forensic chemistry. Because she's already taken college courses, she believes she'll be ahead of the game when she enters college.
I already have 12 credits now, so when I go, I'll already have those 12 credits, and that'll help take some of the money off for my tuition.
Council Chair Ed Burrows is a proud 2010 Crossland High School graduate. With the Dual in the Schools program expanding, he has a message for parents and students.
I want our parents to start having conversations with our students now about the importance of this. I want our students to try it. If you determine that this is not for you, that's okay too, but it's important that you at least try it and experience it. I want our students to experience all that the school system has to offer.
In Camp Springs, Jonathan Hunter, CTV News.
And more than 100 teachers have expressed interest in becoming adjunct instructors for the Dual in the Schools program.
And the Prince George's County Council wrapped up its 2025 legislative session yesterday. The council faced a lot of obstacles this year, like balancing the budget with a $170 million budget shortfall. The 11-person body also worked to provide assistance to federal workers that lost their jobs to the DOGE cuts. And most certainly, they were talking about federal employees that were furloughed by the government shutdown. The council also focused on priorities like passing Zoe's Law, which would require municipal police to follow county police policies regarding pursuits. Just yesterday, the council passed a resolution that would study establishing a county-operated grocery store.
I think the legislative session was quite, had a fast pace to it, okay? A lot of bills, a lot of different things happening all in the county.
What I'm most proud of is my opportunity to work with the county council members and move legislation, particularly when it comes to returning citizens, our seniors.
County officials say the start of 2025, the council enacted 74 bills and adopted 124 resolutions.
Meanwhile, Prince George's County has officially repealed its nearly 30-year-old pit bull ban with the Animal Control Modernization Act, also known as CB 97, passing in a 7-0 vote. The newly approved legislation ends the breed-specific ban and launches a pilot program that will now allow pit bull adoptions and fostering. Under the new rules, owners must get a special permit and pay a $25 annual fee. Those who fail to register their pit bull will face a $300 fine. The bill also aims to improve clarity and consistency in the county's animal control code.
Yeah, I just couldn't stop crying because I feel like it's ineffective to have a ban that is so breed specific, and it's a breed that I've worked with for over 12 years, and they've changed my life, and I've seen them change the lives of other people, and that can't happen if there's something standing in the way.
The ban is set to be officially lifted in approximately 45 days. Well, Prince George's County is actually gaining federal workers while most of the D.C. region is seeing cuts. According to the Diamondback, new data shows the county added just over 110 federal employees in the first 3 months of 2025, about a 0.4% bump, even as neighboring counties like Montgomery lost hundreds. State labor officials say Prince George's wasn't hit as hard by early agency layoffs, though it did see some cuts later, including at NOAA in College Park. Still, experts warn more federal job losses could affect the county's budget down the road.
And a stunning new reveal tonight in the Baltimore Key Bridge disaster. Investigators say one loose wire likely triggered the first blackout that sent the massive cargo ship Dolly on a deadly path toward the bridge. The NTSB says the 947-foot ship lost power twice, first from the single that loose connection hidden deep in the wiring, and crews got power back. But minutes later, a second blackout hit when a fuel flushing pump failed to restart. With no steering, the Dolly veered straight into the Key Bridge, killing 6 workers and collapsing the span in seconds.
We're talking about a very small component here, and this is what caused all the problems, the poor connection within this terminal block.
Identifying that one signal wire among thousands of others in the main switchboard and determining it was disconnected because the label on it prevented the wire from being fully inserted in the terminal block was no small task.
And rebuilding the Key Bridge could now cost more than $5 billion, with completion pushed to 2030. And Maryland's redistricting fight is heating up, and a state redistricting veteran is warning the governor's team that they are headed straight for a lawsuit. Carl Aro, the former head of the Department of Legislative Services and a veteran of 5 redistricting cycles, told the governor's redistricting advisor commission that trying to redraw the state's 8 congressional districts before 2030 is, quote, a major mistake and very high risk. Testimony has been split statewide, but logistical concerns and the threat of another lawsuit now loom large. A final virtual hearing is set for December 5th.
And the U.S. Education Department is handing off billions in grant programs to other federal agencies, and this comes as the Trump administration accelerates its plan to shut down the department. And this represents a major step forward for the administration's dismantling of the department, which has mainly involved cutting jobs. The most notable is one that will put the Department of Labor over some of the largest federal funding streams for K-12 schools, including Title I money for schools serving low-income communities. You're watching CTV News. I'm Michaela Newton.
And I'm Anaya Falcon. Still to come, sneezing, coughing, and cold sweats with a fever. What do these things have in common?
That's right, flu season may be coming later than we think. Hear what doctors have to say about the annual virus after the break.
The impact of a meal goes well beyond feeding our bodies. Food can open endless possibilities for people to thrive. Because when people are fed, futures are nourished. everyone deserves to live a full life. And with your help, together we can end hunger. Join the movement at feedingamerica.org/actnow.
All right, look at you taking the stairs. Who are you?
We're your lungs. We are proud of you for quitting smoking, but you still may be at risk for lung cancer.
A routine cancer scan can detect it early when it's more curable. Good to know. Well, I gotta go somewhere.
So do we.
So do we.
Listen to your lungs. Get a routine screening that could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Some people judge a book by its cover, and if you're not what people are looking for, you're kind of like a reject.
School, it feels like everyone's staring at me and I'm just kind of not really a person.
It just feels hard today. Nobody was listening to me.
Try to understand me more, and I'll try to do the same.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at sounditouttogether.org.
Welcome back. Domestic violence is on the rise, and it's about 30% up in Prince George's County. County leaders are responding with a new 24-member task force. The group includes law enforcement, social service agencies, nonprofits, religious organizations, and developers, all working to reverse the trend. This task force aims to build a long-term framework, providing strategies, support, and paths out for survivors. A survivor of domestic violence says this task force is going to raise awareness of this issue year-round.
We know that domestic violence is not just October, and I think that's the message that I've been trying to get out, that we need to know that domestic violence is every day, all day, 365 days. We have to join in this fight, as Dr. People said, and we have to understand it is not just one person, two people, it's everybody. And if we all join together we can do this and we can fight this.
And domestic violence survivors face more than physical abuse. As Councilmember Crystal Oriatha noted, abuse can be verbal, psychological, and financial. And the ribbon cutting for new outdoor learning spaces took place today at the Frederick Douglass High School in Upper Marlboro. The learning spaces aim to help youth advance in environmental literacy, learn a new trade, increase academic excellence, and community engagement. The spaces were created in collaboration with Clean Water Partnership, Corvia's Infrastructure Solutions, the Prince George's County Department of Environment, and PGCPS.
It's really a nice opportunity for the school, because we haven't had a lot of things in the past few years. So, it's just a nice opportunity for the school of gives representation and stuff. It's good for the students.
We are creating an environment where kids can learn hands-on and they can have true involvement with what's going to happen to our world as we move forward. We won't always be here. The next generation has to take over, and there's no better way to learn than doing it in a practical manner, putting your hands in the dirt and being able to learn that way.
Jones also says CIS has helped to provide the outdoor learning spaces for more than 7 schools this year, and over time they have helped create the spaces for more than 60 schools in the county. And in Montgomery County, the need is growing and the county council is responding. They've approved $7.7 million to support local nonprofits providing food, mental health care, and short-term housing. Almost half of the funding goes to food assistance programs. Another $2.5 million fills a gap left by federal cuts. And there's more, including $1 million for housing and $500,000 for LGBTQ plus services and $500,000 to help small local businesses. Council President Kate Stewart says the move was quick but necessary.
Well, Maryland lawmakers are considering making changes to the state's wiretapping laws. During a briefing for the House Judiciary Committee yesterday, the legislators discussed the state's current wiretapping law. Here in Maryland, there is a 2-party consent rule, which means everyone must agree to being recorded. Under the law, recording someone without their permission could lead to 5 years in prison or a $10,000 fine. Now, law experts say modern technology like cell phones and Ring cameras has impacted how this law is interpreted. And 2 name brand drugs have been added to a list of other high cost medications that the state could put a price cap on. The Prescription Drug Affordability Board determined that Trulicity and Ozempic are unaffordable for Maryland residents and are adding the drugs to a list for payment caps. The board also moved forward in deciding the price caps for 2 prescription drugs, Jardiance and Farxiga. The panel will now have to set a limit for how much state and local governments will pay for Farxiga and Jardiance, and that will need a final approval. All right, well, have you gotten your flu shot this season? If not, then you still have time. An infectious disease physician shared with WTOP that this year's flu season may start later than usual, and we could see spikes in cases after Christmas and around the new year when people are traveling with families. So if you plan on visiting young kids, elderly relatives, or immune deficient family members, don't get the shot for yourself, but get it to protect them. Doctors say the shot takes about 2 weeks to build full immunity. And still to come on CTV News, fans are calling it the most generous gesture in the team's history.
That's right. A Commanders owner recently announced a special ticket price for certain fans. That story and more after the break.
My name's Stacy. I'm 57, and I was adopted in 2020.
We were adopted in 2019.
And we were adopted in 2021.
We had a house, and it sounds crazy, but it wasn't a home. The one thing that Jake and Emma brought is it became a home.
When I met Dakota, he had just turned 14.
You weren't there for the first this and the first that. I missed the first words, but we got a lot of other firsts.
Watching her say, oh my God, I cannot believe I got my license. And she's like, I passed. And I'm like, girl.
See them grow. It is...
They chose to love us. They didn't have to. They chose us. Family.
You and you. Kids in the middle. What I thought was a complete life was nowhere near complete, but it is now.
Learn about adopting a teen from foster care. You can't imagine the reward. Visit adoptuskids.org.
Got one of these hanging on the wall? You're qualified. One of these? You're qualified too. Love a good checklist? Qualified. 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 Yep, qualified.
Because if you know how to put up anything in your home,
you're qualified to save lives by installing free smoke alarms in your community. Go to soundthealarm.org to find a volunteer event near you.
The big retail giant Target hit a slump right before the holidays. Target's third quarter profits tumbled as the retailer struggles to lure shoppers to spend despite high inflation woes. The Minneapolis company said on Wednesday that it expects the sales slump to extend through the holiday shopping season. Now, Target's troubles are a stark contrast to its rival Walmart, who is thriving. To pump up sales, Target is offering more than 20,000 new items and has lowered prices on thousands of groceries and other essential items. And Thanksgiving food shoppers, listen up. If you get an email or text message that is promising you an opportunity to get a complete gourmet Thanksgiving turkey dinner on Costco, hit delete. The big box store has put out an alert warning shoppers not to visit any links provided in messages such as this one and never provide your personal information. Costco says to avoid scams like this, make sure the email is coming from their official domain.
And one of the DMV's largest food banks is prepping for the holiday season amid rising demand. The Capital Area Food Bank originally planned to pack and ship $50 million worth of meals at the start of the fiscal year. However, that amount has jumped to $60 million due to the shutdown and disruptions with SNAP. While the government shutdown has ended, the struggle persists for people both in and out of the federal workforce. The CEO of the Capital Area Food Bank says the need was high even before the shutdown. And well, AAA predicts 90% of Thanksgiving travelers this year will be hitting the roadways. So what time should you be leaving? The worst time to drive is that Wednesday, November 26th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. You should either go before 10 a.m. or after 8 p.m. And if you're making your way back home, traffic is expected to be heaviest around noon on Black Friday. And that weekend, traffic looks busiest between 1 and 3 p.m. So make sure you plan ahead and check for traffic updates before making the trip.
The spotlight is perfectly shining this week because our pet of the week is Tom. He's an 8-year-old male domestic shorthair, and this gentle cat has been lounging at the shelter since October 29th, waiting for his forever home.
And Tom may be a senior feline, but don't let his age fool you. He's still got plenty of catitude, and this cool cat loves his head scratches, window sun baths, and any opportunity to make himself the main attraction in your home.
Very sweet boy, loves to be pet, could benefit from a diet to lose some of that weight. But if you're overall looking for a very sweet boy, Tom's your guy. More so an active household, that way he can get some of that, get some weight off of him. You know, somewhere where you can keep him moving.
So if you're looking for a fuzzy friend who's ready to settle into your heart, Tom and all his shelter buddies are ready to move in with you.
Call Animal Services at 301-780-7200. And remember, your next best friend is just one adoption away.
All right, listen to this. According to reports, Washington Commanders managing partner Josh Harris and his ownership group have announced a special $5 ticket day. The goal is to give thousands of low-income families the chance to see the Washington Commanders live for the first time. In addition to the $5 entry price, the Commanders are expected to partner with local organizations to provide discounted transportation, affordable meal options, and expanded family-friendly areas throughout the stadium. Harris, a Chevy Chase native, said in a statement, "This is about giving every family a seat at the table." I can't wait to see how to get those tickets because I would want to be one of those people to get the $5 tickets.
Yes.
So it's interesting to see how they're going to work that out. So we'll see.
Yes, it's such a wonderful opportunity for families. Yeah. I'm excited.
Absolutely. All right. Well, Simon, what's going on in sports?
Hey everyone, and coming right up, Terps football coach Mike Loxley touches on the team's upcoming matchup versus Michigan. That story and more after the break. Stay tuned.
My opponent is completely disregarding almost half of my arguments which I respond to.
Communities must step up.
Laws
and
alone
protest
cannot
against this
stop a bully.
normalization. Well, I completely disagree.
Point of inquiry, do you guys even realize that the #1 killer of children and teens are gun injuries?
You're probably starting to realize now, this is not a debate.
There is no adult in this earth that wants children to die.
I worry for my kids.
We grew up together. We believed in something bigger than ourselves. The military took me to one side of the world and her to the other. And even though she was always the strong one, when we caught up years later, I found out she had fallen on some hard times. It was her call to make, but doing it together made all the difference.
When I see homeless vets on my route, I always think to myself, we both swore an oath to protect our way of life, to protect our community. With VA's hotline for homeless vets, I can get them connected with help to get them back on their feet again.
VA's round-the-clock hotline can put veterans who are homeless in touch with the resources and support they earned through their military service. You have the power to help a veteran facing homelessness. Go to va.gov/homeless to print your wallet cards. For veterans who are homeless or on the brink of homelessness, call 877-424-3838.
Okay, CTV Sports family, it's finally time for your Wednesday sports page. Now the UMD football team will be welcoming another Big Ten foe into Secu Stadium this coming Saturday in the Michigan Wolverines. Now the Terps have struggled against Big Ten teams this season, going 1-6 in their conference. With the win this Saturday, the Terps will put an end to their losing streak, which has gone on for over a month. Now the Wolverines have had a great season, having the 5th best record in the Big Ten. And a large part of that is due to their rushing attack. And head coach Mike Loxley gave his thoughts on why he thinks Michigan has so much success on the ground.
It's up front. I mean, you know, their head coach is a former O-line guy. They're a run-first team now. You know, they're the coordinator, Chip Lindsey, who I've known Chip a long time. He spent time at Notre Dame and was at Georgia Tech with Brent Key, who I work with. And so they add a huge RPO element with Chip to the run game that they've already been one of those teams that likes to establish the run, and because of the philosophy of their head coach, there's no doubt they got talented backs, but the guys up front are the guys that really make them go. And if you look at the way those receivers block the perimeter, I think that shows you the character of this team.
Kickoff is at 4 o'clock. Meanwhile, the Washington Commanders will not be playing this Sunday as the team is in the midst of their bye week. And it seems like the Burgundy and Gold season couldn't get any worse as injuries and poor play have led to the team having the 2nd worst record in the NFC East at 3-8. Now this bye week could prove to be a nice reset for the team to help them finish the season out strong. And head coach Dan Quinn revealed what his message was to his team as they went into the bye week to help them do that.
Really wanted more than anything, you know, like we're going to come back, we're not going to talk about in 6 weeks or in that, like we're just going to like work as hard as we can to get better and like enjoy doing that. I wanted them to know this is all there for us to go do, you know, capable plays, complementary football, and we're going to work really hard at it. And there's going to be a lot that we can battle through together. And so I want us to, look forward to that. And so this team's connected. They play tough. They fight for one another. And let's do all those things to get the wins.
Washington's first opponent after their bye week will be the Denver Broncos on November 30th. And switching gears to some news from the Diamond, the Baltimore Orioles have shaken up their roster after trading Grayson Rodriguez to the Los Angeles Angels for outfielder Taylor Ward. The 32-year-old recorded a .228 batting average along with 36 home runs and 103 RBIs in 2025 and will look to add more production to the Birds' outfield group. The Orioles finished the 2025 season at 75-87 and missed out on the playoffs after making it the past 2 years. Hopefully the trade of Ward is a step in the right direction to the Orange and Black, getting back to the playoffs in 2026. And wrapping up sports, the Washington Wizards will be in Minnesota tonight, taking on the Timberwolves. Tip-off is at 8 o'clock. And that wraps up your Wednesday sports page. Simon Buggs, CTV Sports. Have a good night, you guys.
All right, thanks, Simon. Let's get a look at our 3-day weather forecast. Tonight will be mostly cloudy out. Tomorrow, it'll be 52 degrees and cloudy. Friday, we have a 20% chance of rain. It'll be 58 degrees. Saturday, more rain is on the way. We'll have a high of 60 and a low of 41.
And for our community calendar, tomorrow night, the Thomas G. Pullen Theater Company presents Disney's The Lion King Jr. Bring the whole family to witness the story of a young Simba who learns the meaning of Hakuna Matata while growing the courage to stand up against his jealous Uncle Scar. Showtime is at 7 p.m. and for more information, contact 301-805-6880.
And do you have a story idea? You can reach out to our CTV News tip line.
Just give us a call at 301-386-4085, or you can send us an email to ctvnews@pgctv.org. As always, we look forward to hearing from you.
All right, that wraps up CTV News for now. Thanks so much for joining us.
We'll see you again tomorrow. Have a good night.